Hey everybody, and welcome back to another My Street Money Minute segment. And we're going to talk today about life insurance for single parents. Now, did you know that 69% of Americans that are single parents do not own life insurance? And I specifically want you to know that life insurance when you're a single parent is actually a necessity. It's a need, not a want. The other thing I want you to know is that I don't sell life insurance. I mean, I'm going to talk to you and tell you what you need to do today to get that life insurance, and knowing that I don't have any intentions to try to sell you anything, okay? So the first thing is that you should do is sit down with a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil and write down all the reasons why life insurance would be important for you, okay? And so some of the needs when I'm sitting down with my clients and talking to them about this is, well, if what happens when you pass away, if you were to pass away from whatever, from a car accident, from cancer, and leave your children, they're going to have to bury you. And where are they going to get that money? It's going to cost you to bury you. And I'm seeing these days burials anywhere from, from $8,000 to $15,000. You're going to need that amount of money. What about leaving money for your kids to go to college, or leaving money for them so somebody who's going to have to take care of them, to feed them, clothe them, pay for their school expenses, for their classes, for their lessons? You can come up with a lot of reasons why you need insurance. And I think that most people think that they can't afford it, but it's really very affordable. I'll walk you through that process. So after you've figured out your whys, because the whys are the most important thing, is the second thing is determining how much life insurance should you buy. How much in death benefit should you get? Well, again, pad and paper and sit down. Well, if I were going to go through a funeral, it was going to cost me $12,000. What about a college education for one or two of my kids? How much do they need to eat and pay for their maintenance and their health insurance on an annual basis? Write that down. How long do you want to support your kids for? If they're young, it's going to be a long time. If they're 18, 20 years old already, it might be you just want to be able to support them for just a few more years until they actually have their own careers. So sit down with a piece of paper and think about and kind of get an idea of how much you're going to need. Now, when you actually start looking at those numbers, they're actually very big. And so the thing is that it can come up to, usually when I'm talking to clients, it's anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million, if not more. So you're thinking, wow, that's a big number. But again, insurance is very inexpensive, and I'll tell you what kind of insurance you're going to need next. But the next thing you need to work at after you've figured out the amount is the term. How long are you going to need insurance? What's the term? And the reason I like the word term also is because when you buy insurance, you want to buy term insurance. And term insurance just basically means the length, the time. So if you've got a child that's just been born and you're going to need insurance for your kid in case you passed away, well, you might want to get a 20 or 25-year term insurance policy. If you've got children that are 10, 12 years old, you might want to get a 10-year or a 15-year term insurance until they're old enough to take care of themselves. Okay, so that's what the word term in term insurance means. What you want to avoid are cash value policies, where they'll tell you, look, you're going to get life insurance, but you're also going to put money away, because these types of policies actually cost you a lot of money, and the investment side is very poor, and most likely most people don't even keep these policies for a long time. So you want to stick with term. So the next thing that you want to do is start shopping for the policy. And one of the places that I go to look at is I go on a website called termforsale.com, and the 4 is actually the number 4. We'll put it up here behind me in a little bit. Termforsale.com, and shop around. Now, I just did I actually went in there and punched in a couple numbers, and for a single 35-year-old mother who's in decent health, insurance for $500,000 is only going to cost you, I think it's a 20-year term, is going to cost you about $300 a year. That's all it costs. If you're a guy, it costs a little bit more. It'll cost you like $350 a year. And in that space there, you'll find all the different insurance companies that are going to offer you at different prices. So what you want to look at is never getting the cheapest insurance, but also getting the most inexpensive with the best quality type of insurance company. And those type of websites, there are other websites you can look at as well. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to be concerned about is that you can never name minor children as beneficiaries on a life insurance policy. That's really important to note. If you've got a 10-year-old child and you've got a $500,000 life insurance policy and you die, the insurance company is not going to give that 10-year-old that $500,000 in cash. it's going to go through the probate process. The courts are going to have to find an administrator and a trustee and a guardian for your child. That's going to cost money and that's going to take time. So it's also important that you get a trust taken care of, that you can go on and you can do it through an attorney. There are paralegal services. There's LegalZoom.com. But it's also important that you also take a look at this. And later on, in another My Street Money Minute segment, we'll talk about trust as well. So until next time, this is Luis Barajas, and have a great day.